Hey everybody, Dapper Dan Man here. I hope your New Year's going well. I hope all your holidays were good and you stayed safe and healthy. But in case you didn't know, on January 8th, they held the very first Devstream of the year for Warframe and DE and everything like that. Apologize for the ums. I'm doing a live commentary here, so if I say any ums or if I draw a blank, that is completely the reason why. See right there. I get caught off guard at times, and I'm terrible at multitasking early in the morning, and that is when I'm doing this. I'm doing this early in the morning, and I don't know why. But basically, I figured I would do some random void missions here, and explain to you what all happened on Devstream 66 in case you didn't take the hour to actually watch what happened on here. Now, first and foremost, they reassured everyone that how about I say this first? In case you don't know, DE got bought out. DE got bought out by a Chinese company, and basically what this means is this said company will have exclusive rights to Warframe. Now, DE claims that this means nothing other than that they will be financially stable and that good things are to come from this. They claim that more motion cap stuff will be able to happen in the future, and things like the second dream will be able to occur in the future as well because of this. So it's a good thing, not a bad thing. Don't freak out. Um, we'll see what happens though. Someone please count how many times I say because this is getting ridiculous. Alright, so once DE got over that serious a bit, it returned to normal and them having a good time and not being so serious. But soon after they talked about DE getting bought out, they announced that 6 new frames are being added into the Steam Workshop. So alternate helmets and skins can be made for the following Warframes now in the Steam Workshop. It's Necros, Nova, Frost, Zephyr, Chroma, and Mesa. Now again, they can all get retextured with new alternate skins and helmets. They said if you want to create um, cosmetic items for these characters, they're kind of gonna have a round 2, as they said, a round 2 of items to be voted on for the marketplace around early or mid-February. That's kind of a soft deadline, is what Rebecca called it. So, her words, not mine. So, in case you are interested in doing something like that, creating alternate helmets or skins, start working on it now because early to mid-February is when they are due by. Then listed all the conventions and expos that they would be attending this year. The list was PAX East, PAX Prime, and PAX Australia, Gamescom, EGX, Forest City Comic Con, and New York Comic Con. Now, I wish them all the luck in the world when flying to Australia, because fuck flying over oceans. I'm not okay with that. I will never be caught flying over the ocean. And then once they listed these conventions they would be attending this year, they also hinted at a new one. Holy crap, I'm getting mauled here. They also mentioned a new one called TennoCon. TennoCon. Excuse me, I tried to say TennoCon there for a second. But it's called TennoCon, like Tenno Convention. And they were kind of secrety about it. They weren't very forthcoming with information. Rebecca claims it's going to be in her basement, so that's going to be a fun time, I'm sure. And they stated that it would most likely be in Canada, and they're shooting for London, Ontario, or somewhere near the home or the origin of Warframe. Now, after they talked about the conventions they would be attending this year, they started to talk about all of the things that they would be working on at the beginning of the year and throughout the year, and basically what they'd be bringing out soon. First off, they're going to start working on the next Arcwing set, which is going to be a healer slash support Arcwing. So if you like Arcwing, kudos to you. You got something new to play with. Me, on the other hand, I can't stand Arcwing, so I'm not too excited about that. Next up on the list, they're going to be doing PBR lighting changes, lighting effects. PBR stands for physical base rendering, in case you didn't know that. Basically, it's all the stuff they've been doing in the void. They made it all shiny, they made it not look plasticky anymore. They've kind of made it look all fancy and metallic and stuff like that. And basically, from what I understand, the screenshots they showed, it was basically just the lighting kind of shining in the right direction of where the light source was coming from. I I mean, maybe I was missing something, I'm not sure, but from what I saw, that was pretty much all it was. This is not going to be a just one big release. This is going to be a gradual release, so you're just going to start noticing PBR changes over time. Also, the rapier, the rapier, the fencing sword is going to be coming out this week, which is January 11th through the 16th at some point, and it will have its own stance mod, so stay tuned to figure out where that stance mod drops from, because I'm sure it's going to be the talk of the town, and I'm sure people are going to be paying a pretty penny to be one of the first ones to get it. So it's always nice to be in the know of where those stance mods drop, and if you need a little bit of plat, why don't you try farming it a little bit? It's always an easy way to make it. And Neza, let's talk about Neza for the consoles. Now, apparently they wanted to have it out last week. They wanted to have it sent to cert anyways last week. But that didn't happen, obviously. They didn't give a excuse why. And now they're saying they're shooting to send it to cert by January 21st. Now that's kind of frustrating because we've already been waiting a while for, and yeah, we're still waiting. So hopefully they'll get them done and sent to cert on January 21st. And just remember, since it's being sent to cert doesn't mean you're gonna get it on the 21st. It just means it's gonna get certified on the 21st. If you were one of those people complaining about the sortie reward system or the sortie levels for the defenses, survivals, and extractors on how long they took, DE has listened to you. They are looking up certain ways to declutter the reward system for the sorties, and they're looking at ways to kind of rescale the defenses, survivals, and excavation missions for the sorties, because let's be honest here, some of those defenses and those excavations took way too long, especially if you didn't have a good group that day. Like usually I've got a group of guys I play with, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, you know, so you gotta settle for randoms, and it's just awful. Just awful. So basically what they've been talking about doing, and they're really afraid to say that they've decided on this or not yet, is basically set up a token system for sorties. Basically what would happen was, if you did, like, say one mission, for one sortie mission that day, you would receive one token. And maybe if you did all three, you would receive 5 as a bonus instead of just 3, as if, you know, you just got one ticket per mission. So it'd give you a little extra bonus if you completed all 3, because apparently some people don't complete all 3. Me, I strive to complete all 3, so I don't know. But basically they want to do this because of all the lenses and all the pieces that are in the reward pool for the sorties. Because I'm not gonna lie, the first week of sorties for me was absolute garbage. I got nothing but fusion cores and lenses, and I hate the focus system. Well, I don't hate it, I just don't appreciate it yet. Okay, this is probably because I picked Materai, which is probably the most misleading description of a focus school you could probably, go after, because they make them sound like badasses when in reality all you do is throw up a beam of light and do a 10% puncture damage or slash damage or impact damage buff for the rest of the mission, which oftentimes doesn't seem like it even exists. So hopefully sorties get sorted. Now apparently DE has gone randomizer crazy because they're coming out with 3 new randomization options. The first one would be a random loadout option. Basically, you would go out into the loadout screen and go as if you were going to pick out a loadout slot, but instead you would select a button called randomize. And what this would do would basically pick 3 random weapons in a random warframe. Um, you could do this as maybe sort of like a challenge for yourself to see what all kinds of crazy concoctions you could put together for certain missions. And then another randomization option they're going to give you is for appearance itself. Basically, it would change the color scheme of your warframe, the accessories, the stance that the warframe was in, and things like that. Signed armor, all that good stuff. But it's not like it would just pick something random that you didn't own. You would have to own all of the items that would be randomized and then put on your character. They kind of did like a little preview of this on the stream, and it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Some things looked actually somewhat decent. Other things looked like absolute trash, and some were just hilarious due to the random stances that were put on certain warframes. So it was kind of funny altogether. Now after that, basically they previewed some more concept art for the Cat Bros, or as they are really known as, the Kavat, or I believe that's how you pronounce it, the Kavat. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not Canadian, and basically they kind of have their own way of saying stuff, so I could be mispronouncing it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying that they I have a different accent than theirs, so yeah, that kind of prevents me from saying things the way they say it. But they showed some more artwork for that today, and they showed basically the 3 armor sets that will be coming out with the Cat Bros. And they say they shoot for update 19 to have these released. Um, they also discussed towards the end of it how they came up with update 18. They showed some concept art. They showed basically what they had to start with, what they wanted to actually do with update 18, and what they hope to kind of do in the future, and what all they personally kind of put in, contributed, and like the fears they had about doing update 18, which was kind of cool. It was definitely cool. And they also did some like goofy bloopers and stuff like that, which is, it's funny. It was lighthearted. Basically, they wanted to get all the serious stuff done first, and then they wanted to bring out the bloopers and all that. So then people could have a laugh and not take things so serious. And then they ended the stream basically by listing some of the things they wanted to do in 2016. Now, obviously, Star Chart came up. I call bullshit. We'll see what happens. Star Chart 3.0, I'm skeptical, but that's what they claim. I this is where I totally dislike the way DEE handles things, because you'll ask them actual legitimate questions trying to figure out something substantial, and they will blow you off or look at you and laugh at you like you're silly. And well, that's kind of I don't know. It's kind of fucky to me, but I guess they gotta keep some things a mystery. Um, in case you've noticed, I haven't stopped recording on this one. I'm just gonna let this one go out because we're getting to the end of the list. So I'm just bringing out the end here. Basically, they're gonna be trying to bring in some NPCs into the game. Um, they they weren't really necessary. Oh, they weren't really kind of, I guess, open about that, but they said they just kind of wanted to bring in some outside uh, people from the outside, and then they wanted to give more life to the relays. Apparently, they're not happy with how they are. I do feel like the relays could be better. The relays are kind of, I don't know. I mean, I like the concept of them, but they could definitely be a lot better. And they hope to have, or they're shooting to have 3 to 4 cinematic quests this year. Now, um, whether they will be as big and as epic as most people have called Update 18, I have no idea. Only time will tell. They've set the bar very high for themselves with Update 18, so we will just have to see on that. And there's no new news on Prime Access. Everyone's been kind of, tense about the whole Prime Access thing. A lot of people were skeptical about the Prime Access and the fact that DE got bought out, and then, the Prime Access never came. Whether that is actually, legitimate concern or worry or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But honestly, you might be reading a little too far into things. I wouldn't get all freaked out about it. Prime Access, basically, they said they'll be sending out a teaser video, kind of letting you know when the next stuff that's going to be vaulted is going to be vaulted, and a glimpse into the new Prime Warframe, cough cough, Saren Prime, will be released. Um, we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's because of the vault pack and all that. It could be because of all that nonsense. Who knows? But basically, just hang in there. And guys and girls, if you're in here, I appreciate you hanging through the entire video. That means a lot. I do put in some time into these videos. I don't expect people to watch them, but if you do watch them, and like to listen to me ramble, I really do appreciate it. I hope to make this year an even better year for YouTube. I've been kind of neglectful of it. I've been kind of, putting it to the side because Twitch is my main thing. But I would really like to start doing more YouTube, and I do have a YouTube series lined up for Warframe, that is, anyways, um, that I've been preparing for and busting my ass off on. So hopefully I can start bringing that out soon. And if you haven't checked me out on Twitch yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. I stream almost every fucking night, and a lot of the times it is Warframe, so it is relevant. It is Dappa Dan Man on Twitch, so just DAPPADANMAN. Check me out on Twitch. Give me a follow. Hopefully, my New Year's goal, my goal for this year is to try and get partnered on Twitch. Now, whether that will happen is beyond me. I've done far better on Twitch than I have on YouTube, so who knows? Maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. I've only been doing Twitch for a year. I've been doing YouTube for even less, so we'll see what happens. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you're having a great start to the new year. And I hope to bring you more videos throughout this year. Till next time, guys. Have a good one.